They turn into a little squirt gun, squirt water up at it, trying to knock it off into the water with them.
Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another great video. Again, another intro on the fly because, well, I didn't record an intro for this video. This is another great vlog coming from my St. Louis trip, and this time I'm with Dear Angela's Vintage, and we had a lot of fun going to the art gallery, the tea room, and the St. Louis Aquarium. There's a lot of relaxation and fun coming up for you, so stick around. Well, Angela and I are going in Union Station Aquarium. This is the aquarium attached to the hotel, and this is just going to be so much fun. They've got a ton of animals, and we can actually see the otters from our room, so I can't wait to get to that exhibit.
Hello folks, I'm John Tickerman, your conductor and tour guide today. We start our journey on September 1st, 1894, when the first train departed Union Station. St. Louis was introduced to the world in 1904 when it hosted both the Olympics and the World's Fair. Look, the stadium and fair exhibits are right outside our windows. St. Louis was booming in the 1920s. By 1940, we reached over 800,000 residents. The 60s brought us the Gateway Arch. And today, let's take a closer look. I've been tinkering with this old train for a few weeks, and if I've got this right, hold on to your seat. Here we go. Wow! Woo! This contraption can fly. St. Louis looks pretty spectacular from up here. There she is, the mighty Mississippi River. Let's take a closer look. Wahoo! Wakeboarding train style. I see bass, catfish, walleye, bluegill, drumfish. What a thrill seeing them up close in the wild.
Now, this aquarium is not as big as Cozumel or Atlanta. However, it is just as spectacular. I love all these large viewing windows to stare at and look at all the different species of fish. I think they said they have over 15,000 different types of animals in their tanks, and they do have some pretty large tanks.
They cruise through the trees when they see a fish, or when they see a bug up in the tree. They turn into a little squirt gun, squirt water up at it, trying to knock it off into the water with them. And we wanted to show you how that worked, but we didn't want all the bugs involved. So somebody taught them to squirt fish food on this ball. There we go. They tend to like it a lot better when I bring the ball down here and it's an easier shot. Uh-oh, are they getting you?
Okay guys, so see that room up there with the light on? That is our room. And actually we can see right down into the otter exhibit, which is right there. So there's our hotel room. Here is the otter exhibit at Union Station Hotel, and we can see right down into it. So every morning I'd look out my hotel window and check for otters because these guys would swim around in the tank down here and then pop up onto the rocks, and I could see them, as I mentioned, from my hotel window. And I just love otters. They are so adorable. I've always wanted to pet one. I don't think you can, but they're just so cute.
And for those just stepping up here, we are hanging out with Miss Annie, a tamandua, also known as a lesser anteater. She has a really, really long and sticky tongue that has barbs on it that allows her to slurp up different insects. And she has an amazing sense of taste and smell, and she can actually tell the difference between species of ants. So very, very intelligent species, and she's just really cool. She can actually only open her mouth to the size of a pencil eraser and doesn't have any teeth. So that's what she's going to depend on, those insects and different fruits and things. And that's actually why we give her a smoothie every single day.
So these fish are totally captivating. I could sit here all day and stare at the different colors and the beautiful sea turtles. In fact, one lady had to tell me to get out of the way because I was taking too long. I just love aquariums.
Luckily for the turtles, they will never ever be a turtle.
She is a southern tamandua, also known as...
These guys also get eaten by large birds of prey, so like eagles, hawks, falcons. They'll go after whatever's not in the shell. So if you ever watch them get scared, they'll bring their head in, bring their paws up over their face, and pull those legs in as far as they can. Because in the turtle world, they can live without a couple toes, but kind of need that head. Oh, you'll probably start finding even more than that, because there are 18 females in here. I will warn you though that you think fingers are carrots, so please be careful.
Here she gets a variety of different insects.
Yeah, and if they think fingers are carrots, what do you think they're going to think the nose is?
So at the St. Louis Aquarium, they actually have a baby hedgehog, and he's a little hard to see because, well, there's a lot of glare on this glass. But oh my gosh, look at him! Is he not adorable? I've never seen a baby hedgehog.
Guys come right up to you, just with their little noses on your fingers, knowing that you just want to give them a little love on their back. Anywhere else on their backs, anywhere else on their body will be very sensitive, so their faces, wings, tails, and bellies are all big no-no spots. So just use a 2-finger touch on their...
Now, if you look closely here, folks, you can actually see the seahorses swimming around. They kind of blend in a little bit with their surroundings. And there's also some interesting pod things that float up and down. I never could figure out what those were, but man, just gorgeous. I am not a marine biologist, so I have no idea how this works, but I was fascinated with this one particular fish tank because there were sharks and fish and stingray and even bottom feeders, which you'll see here in just a minute, and I couldn't figure out how all of these guys could coexist together without eating each other, but apparently it works out well, and all these fish swim along with the sharks, no problem, no one was getting eaten. I just was totally enamored by this. Of course, all the kids were loving the sharks, and it was cool seeing the nurse sharks because I got to pet one when I was in Key West, and they kind of feel like sandpaper. I just could sit here for hours and stare at this. Angela and I both love photography, so we were having a ball with these yellow fish. We were trying to capture the bright yellow that they have on their outer skin. Well, I guess fish have skin. I don't know, scale, something. Anyway, we were just having a ball over here, and then of course the pufferfish was swimming by, and everybody was fascinated with that, and Angela got a really good picture of him. Look at this, just cool. I can't remember the name of these now. I want to say they're called dragon something. I believe they're related to the seahorses, but they're so interesting looking. They just look like something out of a mythical fairy tale. I loved watching these. I wish I could have captured this on film, but this octopus came crawling out of that little crevice in the back. I was pulling out my phone right as he was doing it, but octopuses don't actually have any bones or backbone, so they're very flexible and they can maneuver into small spaces, and that was amazing to see. Ah, the jellyfish, so graceful and majestic. Isn't it amazing how they move, how clear they are? This tank really displayed them well because they had that super clear museum glass or aquarium glass, so you could really look through it and get a great look at these guys. They are just incredible. I highly recommend the St. Louis Aquarium. It's a smaller aquarium, but it packs a lot of punch, and there's a lot of hands-on exhibits, so if you have kids, it's really, really engaging, and even as an adult, I just had so much fun here. There's a lot of great stuff to see. Angela and I had a wonderful time at the London Tea Room over in the Tower Grove section of St. Louis. Now, I always say tea changes your life, and a lot of people probably will laugh at that, but it's true. You get to just take a moment and relax. The world melts away, and you get to enjoy the clotted cream and all the little beautiful things that come along with having high tea. And I got the Naughty Vicar. Angela got one of their house blends, and it was just delicious and relaxing. These pastries here were delightful, and of course, we had tea and sandwiches and clotted cream, all of my favorite traditional tea time things, and we just had a ball. So this is the St. Louis Museum of Art, and this place is pretty amazing because this building was one of the original buildings for the 1904 World Fair here in Forest Park. And look at the detail on it. It's absolutely magnificent. This building is a pretty big building, and I believe all of these original globes are original to Forest Park and the Art Museum as well. The wonderful thing about Forest Park is everything is free, so you can get into the art gallery for free and enjoy art, and I just think that is wonderful. So here is the rest of Forest Park here. They've got, of course, St. Louis statue there. My cousin said that they had a lot of problems with kids taking the sword out of the horse, so they had to glue it in. So apparently it's really hard to get out now. And beautiful Forest Park. They've got some great tulips right now that are in bloom, as well as red buds. Let me show you over here very quickly. This beautiful area here, there is a wonderful fountain over on this part of the park that is just incredible. And there were people out kayaking earlier today when we went into the museum. The forest part here, where the luscious green space is just gorgeous. It is something definitely that's worth the drive through. And if you're ever in St. Louis, I highly recommend the St. Louis Museum of Art. This is the St. Louis Museum of Art. Look at the dome ceilings. This place is amazing. This building was built for the 1904 World's Fair, and it's just incredible. You can probably hear my echo because this hallway is so big, but they have an amazing selection of art here, including Monet, Picasso, Degas, and we are having such a good time getting to go through it all. Now, one of the reasons Angela and I wanted to visit the St. Louis Museum of Art is because they had a very special display of Pablo Picasso. Now, I know Picasso's not for everybody. I'm a big Impressionist fan myself. However, I find his work to be so engaging and fascinating. It's a kind of art that really makes you think, that you can stare at for hours and just get immersed in. And to me, that is the best kind of art, particularly on a rainy day like today. Not only is Picasso a master painter, but he is also a sculptor and a printmaker. Of course, he co-founded the Cubist movement and not only influenced artists, but contemporary and modern art as well. He's originally from Spain and then spent most of his adult life in France. Now, his father was actually a painter. He painted a lot of birds and more naturalistic type scenes and also taught art. Now, I don't know how long this display is actually going to be available to view here at the St. Louis Museum of Art. I do believe this is a temporary display, but it's just amazing to see. If you love Pablo Picasso, I highly recommend checking out the Guggenheim in New York. They have a whole floor of Picasso, as well as the Modern Museum of Art in New York. Just incredible art here, folks. Great way to spend a rainy day. Now, Angela and I both found this piece quite interesting. It's actually part of the modern section of the art gallery, and this is all made from recycled computer circuit boards. It's supposed to be like a geographical map, and I find this really cool. I mean, the amount of work and talent it took to make something like this is just mind-blowing, particularly the time as well, because all of those pieces are so minute.
So I am totally enamored with these frames. They are amazing. Look at the gold detailing on all of these. Just absolutely gorgeous. I think a lot of these paintings have been restored because they just have such vibrant colors. But this gallery here, I believe, is earlier art. And again, guys, you're not going to see these frames at your average antique store. These are just amazing, totally incredible. Look at the detail on all of these. Just beautiful. This one in particular, Angela and I both were really marveling at because the detail, the color, the way that they've done the highlights and shadows of that light coming down. It's just amazing, and all the different colors in here. Just beautiful. So these murals here in the museum were preserved from 1915. So they had a whole conservation project to preserve these. And holy cow, guys, these are pretty amazing. Look at this dome ceiling here. Very, very opulent. Holy smokes. Just beautiful. Wow. Okay, Nate, this museum was made for you. Here's a gorgeous piece of Wedgwood and Wedgwood cameos. Holy cow, this is incredible. This is a Wedgwood Uturian factory made in England from 1769 to 1940. Wow, that's amazing. All right, Nate, this is for you. It's a tureen in the shape of a green turtle. 1750. silver. Look at this. That is gorgeous. Just amazing. And another beautiful piece of silver here. Oh my gosh, look at this. 1736 Nate. You would be in pure heaven here. And it's polished beautifully.
Well, guys, that was it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot more content coming your way, so make sure you stay tuned to my channel. And of course, before my next video, I'll be seeing you over on Instagram at vintage_and_vinyl. And I hope, as always, that you will stay in, stay safe, and bend YouTube. Bye-bye, everyone.